Welcome back to No Sympathy for Kings, a rich man's podcast. Again, I am your host, Ian, and today I have a very special guest here with me today. This is Mr. John Price.
What's up, man?
What's happening?
Hey, we've been waiting to do this.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, I've been chasing you down all year, man. I would try to get you to come.
Yeah.
You've been low.
I've been low, been working. I was avoiding you as I told you. But man, this is great. This is great.
Yeah,
I'm glad to be here.
No, I'm happy to have you here. Now, you have your hands in a few different cookie jars, man. So, I guess the bread and butter, you have a trucking and hauling business, right?
Yep.
And you got a fleet now, right?
Small fleet, yeah.
What's a small fleet? How many trucks?
We only have about 5 or 6 trucks.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're also an investor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you invest in, I know, real estate. Anything else?
Yeah. Real estate, small businesses, any type of small business we invest in. So,
you have small businesses, or you invest in other small businesses?
Yeah, we have other small businesses. We've done a beauty barber salon.
Okay.
Real estate, dump trucks, anything we can get our hands in. Me and the wife run numbers, and we go from there.
Cool. See, you don't think that's interesting. I find that so interesting, man. That's just so perfect for this platform, because we're all about elevating stories of people like you to hopefully feed the appetite of the aspirational audience that's trying to get someplace.
Mm-hmm.
And we can only really do that by telling our own stories and sharing information and resources.
Yep.
So that's why I do what I do here at No Sympathy for Kings.
Okay.
So now, correct me if I'm wrong. You're a third generation trucker.
Third generation.
Okay.
Yes.
Talk about that a little bit.
So my dad's side of the family, that's who does all the trucking. His father, my grandfather, got them all into trucking. They were hauling puckwood or whatever in the South. My grandfather's brother-in-laws, the Dunn family, they were truckers. So you have the Price family as truckers, the Dunns are truckers, and then my dad, all of his older brothers, they were all truckers. All of my cousins are truckers, and then I'm third generation, and we have a fourth generation now.
Yeah.
In Shelby, North Carolina. So yeah, it's steady going. Yeah.
Wow, man. So is that something you always wanted to do?
Always.
Yeah.
Always wanted to be a trucker. All the men in my family, again, they all smoked cigars, drove trucks, married beautiful women, and stayed at home, kept it simple.
Yeah.
Kept it simple.
That's good, man. That's good. You laid it out there too, man. That's the blueprint, I think, for what most guys want. Just want to have they want to have their own thing going. They want to be able to afford whatever kind of lifestyle they want. They want to marry a beautiful woman. Maybe pop out some kids and enjoy some cigars and whiskey from time to time.
That's it.
Simple
life.
Simple brother to please, man. Mm-hmm. I appreciate that about you.
Yep.
This guy did pull up in the pecan Jag, though, like Jada, though. Don't sleep on this guy. Don't sleep on this guy.
Yes, sir.
How many vehicles you got, man?
I got
that you feel comfortable with sharing.
3 Jags.
3 Jags.
Yeah, looking at a couple of more. I love Jaguars. Always have loved Jaguars.
Why Jaguar?
Because it was the gentleman's car.
Okay.
Anytime you saw a Jaguar, it was a stately, elegant car. Stately gentleman driving it, or his wife.
Yeah.
It's good to smoke cigars in there, because you got the wood and
wood grain.
All of that, yeah. So always love Jaguars. I got 8 cars now.
Okay.
Yeah, classics and my daily drivers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, how long have you had all those? How far does this go back?
Oh goodness. Over the past probably 5-6 years.
Really? Okay.
And since I started driving, I've always had cars.
Yep.
Always liked them.
Yep. So you and I have an interesting degree of separation and intersectionality with our relationship, because oddly enough, I met you through your wife because I used to work with your wife, but you also went to school with my brother. Y'all was homeboys and everything. it's interesting. Like, I'd never met you before, and when I first got acquainted with you, you were in the Prius.
Yes, sir.
Y'all was in grind mode, man.
Yes,
Like, now tell me about that part of your life, man. When y'all was in grind mode, I think like y'all, if I understand correctly, like y'all got together, you got married. What was it like? 07, 08?
Oh wait, yeah.
08? Okay. And you put together a plan at some point and decided, okay, we're going to get this crib in this location. We're going to live this way, like really modestly for a bit. We're going to have these babies on this timeline.
Yeah.
And when they, and that at that point, the stop clock, like it started because you wanted to be able to move to a certain place for the school systems by the time your kids were old enough to go to school. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So tell me about that, like those like discovery years, man, because like I'm so perplexed by this.
We got married in 08. We started I got into real estate right after high school.
Okay.
Got into two families, whatever, filed bankruptcy, too much partying at an early age.
Yeah.
Decided at a point, I'm going to turn my life around. Started going to church, met the wife.
Mm-hmm.
We dated, got married, and that's where we get to what you're talking about. We're at the honeymoon, I got laid off. I had a phone call, hey, you're laid off. We had already bought a few properties at that point. So this was the point where we said, all right, let's go fully into this real estate thing.
Okay.
And you remember that's when the market started falling, the 08, all of that good stuff. We were buying properties every week, if not a couple of weeks. We bought them cash because credit was messed up. We said what we're gonna do is do the live like no one else so we can live like no one else plan. Dave Ramsey. It was taught at our church.
You did the baby steps?
Baby steps, all of that. We didn't have any more credit, didn't have much cash.
Yeah.
So that's what we did. We started buying properties, dollar properties, $1,000 properties, to the point where she would say, you can buy the property only with what's in your pocket or whatever rent you pick up. That's what you can use to buy property.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd negotiate deals, and that's how it would work.
Yeah.
And all day I'd be doing that. She was at the job, and I'd come in and see you. And after so long, we started dapping and, the head nod.
Yeah.
Kept buying properties, and that was it, man. We stayed. The last property we bought was the one where you came to the party. Inner city property that we bought for $1,000.
You bought that house for $1,000?
$1,000.
That was like a 3-bedroom house, wasn't it?
4-bedroom.
Jeez.
Yeah. 4-bedroom house and
high ceilings, man. Old school Cleveland construction. That pre-war construction.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, man. That was a nice house, man. It was a nice house.
Gorgeous.
It just reminded me like this was built during a time, in the city's history where, there was so much invested in like residential single family homes, and it's a beautiful neighborhood, it's just like any other neighborhood. It needs TLC, if you don't take care of it, then it falls into disarray.
Yep.
Yeah, but no, I liked that house, man. I liked what y'all was doing with the kitchen, man. You had like the big lazy boys. You had it decked out, man. It was a nice crib.
It was gorgeous. We put bamboo floors in there. Ripped the new kitchen out that was already in. My wife doesn't cook in other people's kitchen.
Yeah.
You know how she is. So we took the kitchen from our old house and put it in there. Luckily, everything measured out to the T. IKEA. Pull it out, put it into the next house.
Nice.
That was it. We moved in, and she was pregnant with JT, our oldest, and that was just no rent to pay, no mortgage. Now let's go full throttle. Let's get it.
Yeah.
And as the market kept falling, we kept buying. My cousin was one of our partners. Me and him, we had our own company together. Then me and my wife had ours. And it was just buying properties.
Right.
That was it.
Okay.
The objective was to buy as many as we can so that when the economy comes back, we can sell all of them or keep renting them, whatever, but we can start some more businesses.
Yeah. Now your wife, she's a finance major, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And she's a credit analyst by trade still. So,
Mm-hmm.
okay. Getting married is such an important part of getting ahead, man.
Man.
Like, I would not be this far if not for my marriage. Like,
Yep.
it's not only just like the support and everything and easing off the pressure of presenting yourself a certain way and caring so much about these frivolous things, but also it's just like you have somebody you can bounce ideas on,
man,
that like gets you to a place mentally that I never would have gotten to on my own. My wife is like, she does like, she has a lot of grit. You know, she's like a doer. I'm more like a thinker. Like I think that's kind of like our how we complement one another.
Yeah.
Because I'm always thinking like big, like X amount of steps down the road.
Yep.
This is how we need to set things up and all this. And she's like, she's just kind of like, she's there in the now, but she'll indulge me like on all my wacky ideas or whatnot. And again, like there are times when she needs to pull me back too, and she pulls me back. So like I always say that like having that support system is just integral to like getting ahead in life,
And that was the thing. That neighborhood at that time was one of the highest murder areas in Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
We had young guys. They killed somebody next door.
Yeah.
We woke up at 1 a.m. I go downstairs. SWAT team is on our porch with guns, and they said, "Go get up under the bed."
Yeah.
We've had a lot of things that went on,
yeah.
but she said, "We're going to stay here." She said, "We're going to finish this out 5-year plan, and then we go to the next neighborhood." Yeah. And there were times I'm like, "No, you know what? I know that's what we were going to do, but we got a house in Cleveland Heights. Let's go over there."
Right.
And she said, "No, let's finish this out. We're going to do it, and in the process, we're going to mentor people in the neighborhood."
Mm-hmm.
And we had young guys coming by, and we talked to them, tell them what we're doing, and we had got the trucks. We had already had the trucks. All the guys that were over there, they're driving trucks. I can't even find them anymore. They're driving trucks. I used to park my trucks over there sometimes, so now they have trucks, and they're out on the road. So it worked out.
Yeah, we had a similar issue with our previous residents, man. I remember, I guess the straw that broke the camel's back for me, like a junkie just like passed out in front of our house. Like in the street, like he pulled his pickup truck right in front of our house. I don't know why all these I don't know what it was about our house. People would just like pull up in front of our house and leave their shit there for a few days, and the cops had to come tow it or whatever. This guy pulled up in an old beat up pickup truck. He passed out right there in the street behind his truck. I think he was looking for like something, he's like looking for his dope or something like that. And he just passed out, so we called the cops. The cops didn't do anything except talk to him. Then he found some line like, "Well, my sister lives down the street." Then, he just left for like 10 minutes, waited for the cops to leave, and he came right back. Our kids live the life, man, don't they?
Oh my goodness!
But I say this all the time. Like my daughter lives the life. Spoiled as hell, man. And it's like, it's hard because like on one side, like you want to provide for your children and give them, a good life, but you don't want them to become these brats, these entitled people. Like you see all these rich people's kids, like the way they behave and conduct themselves publicly. Like you want them to earn their own way in life, but you still want to give them whatever advantage you can, to get them in the right doors or whatnot. And that's something I know I'm going to struggle with as time presses on. Because like I don't want my child to be like a Paris Hilton or whatever. Even though Paris Hilton's doing just fine now,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The bridge she had to take to get there, though, I don't want to deal with
that. And that's that struggle, because you love them, you want them to have the world and everything. We've done our work, so they got to do some too. But I also think generationally, giving them the standards of hard work, humility, and God, and from there, all right, we can enjoy this.
And just knowing how to treat people. Like people lose that. Like you see that mess with T.I.'s kid recently went off at somebody at like Waffle House or something.
I didn't get a chance to
on
read
his sandwich. Yeah, well, basically, his kid King went off on a Waffle House worker because they put pickles on a sandwich or something like that. And he went on IG Live and had like a whole shouting match with them. I'm just like, See, kid, you grew up on TV. We watched you grow up.
Right.
You clearly like you have privilege, but it should be used for good.
Exactly.
You know, like you got every advantage on the planet. You know, living a life that your father didn't live growing up, and I don't want my children to end up like that, man. Like just like so entitled and just wilding out.
Because that person has a job. They don't make mistakes. We all make mistakes,
Right.
And that was his mistake.
Right.
Doing that on IG and all of that. That was a mistake. So he's gonna learn. I hope he doesn't learn the hard way, because when you start doing stuff like that, eventually it'll catch up.
Mm-hmm.
It'll catch up. And we got to teach our kids, hey, you stay humble but hungry. Go out there and get it.
Yeah, man. Shake hands with the janitor.
Yeah.
Like everybody. Like there should be like a baseline level of respect you should just offer anybody you engage with, man.
Absolutely.
Like, it's important to be likable.
Right.
when you want to get out here and succeed. And networking is a big part of like getting ahead. I've found that's like again part of why I do this show, because like this is like you're literally viewing my network that I'm putting up here. It helps you realize, hopefully, like how many resources and dope people you have access to. Like I like being in those circles of like people that are doing so. Back to trucking. So this company you're running now, like did you start it yourself, or was this like a family business?
It was a family business, but I did start my own. My wife and we started Price Hauling. So you have JP Trucking, which is my mom and dad, and we started Price Hauling. Got our own trucks and everything, and we have some of our own accounts. And we still work with my parents. We still park at the same place. I help my dad all the time, vice versa. He helps me a lot because he's got 50 years experience in this. Sure. So we're still connected. But we have our own trucking company, and it's been going good.
Yeah. What do you guys haul?
Asphalt, salt, dirt, scrap, ground up cars, everything. So wintertime, we haul salt to the different municipalities.
I was going to say, are these city contracts or
city contracts?
Okay.
Yep. When you see the roads getting repaired, we haul away the milling. That's what it's called.
Okay.
We bring asphalt to the job and work in the paver. So anywhere you work in Northeast Ohio, anywhere you drive, I should say, we probably pave the road. Yep.
Okay. So it makes me wonder, just like how much of Cleveland's been touched by Price Hauling.
Oh my God.
How much of these streets?
Inner city Cleveland, all of the suburbs, all the way out to Amish country. We've gone all the way out to Akron, Canton area. We've gone within an hour around Cleveland and the local areas.
Okay.
Paving and stuff.
Okay, so let's say I want to get into hauling, into that business. Like, where does that begin? Like, does that begin with you like just getting some money up and buying a truck, and then just like building relationships?
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. The main thing, have the credit, the down payment, go get a truck. Once you get a truck, you'll get it to work. Because everybody, they need so many trucks.
Okay.
They're trying to knock jobs out.
Okay, so when you buy a truck that large, like is that a financing thing, or do you lease it? Like
you finance it.
Okay.
5, 6, 7 years. They got 8 years now, which I'd avoid.
Yeah.
But you're just financing it, and it's your equipment then, and you just got to put it to work.
Okay. And then when you're building out, I guess, like the business infrastructure, like do you set up, like how many business accounts do you set up or something like that? Because there's like an account for input and there's accounts for output, like business expenses and stuff like that. So what's that look like? Without getting into like all your business and everything, just generally speaking.
Use multiple banks. Just set up a checking account at each one. That's pretty much it.
Okay.
Nothing major. And I've learned that smaller community banks are the way to go. All of your local banks, they know who you are. Yeah. they know who you are a little more.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
that's been very helpful for us.
Okay. So these were like like smaller community banks or credit unions.
Or credit union. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Interesting.
Yep.
So it starts with one truck. You you do whatever you do to build relationships. Like, how do you get like a city contract? Like, where does that come about in that journey?
You have the main corporations that get all of the city contracts. So we don't get it personally. It's the large corporation that we work for. They have that contract.
Mm-hmm.
And
so you're a vendor for one of the larger companies, and they reach out to you.
They just reach out to us. Yep. Okay. And say, hey, we need, how many trucks can you bring? Mm-hmm. I got 2 for this job. They say, all right, bring it. Let's go.
Okay.
So that's how it works. So once you have the trucks, we have our minority certification, MBE, DBE.
Which is a legal thing now. Like, companies have to like support minority-owned vendors.
We get the first phone calls for any job going on.
Okay.
So everybody make sure you remember that. The MBE, DBE, FBE, that's for females.
Okay.
There are a few more that I'm missing, but it's free money right there. Once you get certified, they have to call.
What do those acronyms stand for?
Oh, here you go.
I'm
MBE, Minority Business Enterprise.
Okay.
DBE is Disadvantaged Business Enterprise. FBE is Female Business Enterprise, something like that. The EDGE program. There are a few more.
Okay, and these are these local programs or federal programs?
You have on each side, you have MBE and DBE of the county, the city of Cleveland, and federally.
Okay.
And we are certified in each one. So federal contracts, we get those. The city contracts, the interstate bridge downtown, we did that. I think that was federal, if I'm not mistaken. Some of the city streets around are obviously city contracts, and they have to call the minorities first.
Okay. So let's make a bit of a leap here and talk more broad business practices. So I believe that it behooves any entrepreneur like yourself to be aware and have the finger on the pulse of like how the market is moving. Mm-hmm. And so for someone like you, do you look at like larger legislation and how it may affect your business? Like, let's say like the American Rescue Act, for example. You know, do you look at like different pieces of legislation like that? Like, okay, how does this trickle down to me?
Absolutely.
What's that research process look like to you? Like, that appetite has to be there. You know, I think most people don't think to like look into that stuff. That's why I'm bringing it to the table.
Yeah. Well, the biggest thing was that infrastructure deal, the $5 trillion or whatever that was. We had certain presidents that shied away from it, didn't really want it. And then we had others that did want it. Mm-hmm. So personally, the politicians that wanted that deal, we swayed over that direction because it's $5 trillion and we're getting it, you know. So once that goes through and now all of this construction is going on, we're pumped and we're getting the first calls.
Okay.
So yeah, we do look at all of that. I don't know all of the things that are going on, but I know whenever there's some building going on or something like that, start looking and getting prepared for it.
Gotcha. Okay. Now we were having like we were talking about a bunch of stuff before we got rolling.
Man,
that was like a whole podcast we did while I was setting up all this equipment and stuff. But so what are your thoughts on like the direction that the market is heading? Because there's a lot of uncertainty, to say the least, or too much certainty, is the case may be.
And you know, that's why I was picking your brain.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. From 2008. Well, I'll start even before when we came out of high school, 98, 99, 2000, you know, everything was going good. Jobs were plentiful. Everything was everything.
Yep.
Then up until 07, 08 or whatever, Actually, when I went bankrupt in '05, that's when everything was doing this. '08, it did just like that. Stayed down for 10 years or whatever. Now we're at this point of up, and I don't know where we could go right about now. I hear we're going to get $7 a gallon gas. Houses are going to keep going up, and it'll stay like this for a while. I hear it's going to drop back down. Not as bad as it was before, but that's coming soon. I've heard it'll be a while before it happens.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know.
I honestly don't know either, man. I have a lot of fun speculating, because I have, obviously have a vested interest in that kind of stuff. But I think that eventually the bubble's going to burst in terms of the housing market, because people are already kind of tapped out. I think home buyers are tapped out. Like, I'm not going to spend, 30% above, asking just to buy a house. I'm just going to wait for the market to settle down.
That's where we're at.
Yeah, and that's where I'm at. I'm like, I can't wait for this market to settle down, man. Just save and just buy East Cleveland or something,
man.
But I think the bubble's going to burst, but I don't know. There's so many different moving parts too, because as we explained before, like just in Cleveland, it's we're moving away toward like single family homes, and it's becoming more of like a multi rental town with all these out of town investors that just come in quietly through their proxies, buy up this land, and put these luxury apartments all over the place. And, I guess all the doctors and lawyers are supposed to just flock in at some point, because clearly there's some money being pumped into this town.
Yeah.
So that's something to pay, attention to. That's something I pay attention to anyway.
Well, one thing for sure, we did a lot of work in East Cleveland. As you see, Euclid Avenue has been paved. The underground sewage systems have been redone. We've hauled away a lot of that stuff and brought back new stone and everything. So the infrastructure is there already. They're getting all of that together. What's next? I don't know. We have a lot of vacant homes. Are they going to tear them all down and rebuild? I don't know. And how long does that take too? People have been speculating with this for, oh my God, since 2000. It's 20 years later and we're still just,
Yeah, I think what's going to be different this time, regardless, is it's not going to be a carbon copy of what happened in '08.
Right.
Because one, the banks were like a huge part of the problem at that point, and now they're positioned to the point where they're going to be leveraged as a solution, I think, with lending especially. But also the market, though, is going to be a little more stringent on who they're lending to again. You're going to have to jump through more hoops just to get a small business loan or a mortgage approved.
Yeah, they don't make those mistakes anymore.
Yeah. Before, like, there's so many things that were legal then that are not legal now, so it's a lot more regulated.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's going to be like an exact carbon copy of what we had before. I think now it's going to come to the point where the inflation, it's like the average like minimum wage is not going to catch up with inflation. It's going to continue to be neck and neck, and they're going to keep moving the goalposts. And it's going to get to the point where, making $25 an hour, which when I was a kid, even 10 years ago, like that's like a king's ransom for me at the time. That's not going to be nothing. In the next few years, like you're barely going to be able to live off that. 10 years ago, it's 2022. 12 years ago, I was making $9 an hour, and I had an apartment. I had a car note. I was living off of hot dogs and Hot Pockets. I could live off $9 an hour. Man, somehow I had a 7-day bus pass. I was good, man.
Yeah.
And now it's like, if you're working like the service industry, for example, and you're making the bare minimum wage, like it's not gonna be competitive. That's why so many people are like turning away from those roles, because like it's just really not worth it for them.
And that's the crazy thing. Now we're trying to get more employees, and people are asking for crazy numbers. And it's like, but you're not worth that yet.
Right.
You can't get $35 an hour to drive a dump truck. You just so we're going to work through all of that, and we got to figure it out, because I don't know what's going to happen. Like you said, in the next few years, it's going to be real interesting on who's working still, who's not working, how much they're getting paid, benefit plans, all of that stuff. Everything is getting redone. And then you have also the Ubers and all of that stuff. So now everybody is a CEO now. And I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I think there's more constants, and in the American economy, it's like we're always going to need builders. We're always going to need tech. We're always going to need food, infrastructure, basic stuff like that, like needs-based stuff. But I think like needs-based businesses, like that's being redefined now, in this post-COVID environment. Like, because remote work is more, it's more commonplace.
That's
right now.
The other thing. Yeah. The remote thing's taken off, and which has been a blessing. My wife is working from home. That was our prayer forever. Like, if she could just stay at home, and I'm not making that much to take care of everything, and she stay at home and just stay with the kids. Yeah. But now she actually can make money. So, oh man, that's a blessing.
Yeah, it saved a lot of gas and the commute and everything.
Yeah, from what we've gone through over the past 2 to 3 years, staying at home, having her at home is great.
Yeah, I've been home myself for like 2 years now. I just recently started getting back into the office because I'm more of an office type. Like I like going to the office. I'm like one of the few people I know that likes going into the office. Excuse me. And I like going into the office, one, because like I like the camaraderie and everything. But number two is the money people are in the office. The executives are in the office. So I'm going into the office where nobody else is but the money people, but the directors, the VPs, the senior executives. So I'm getting FaceTime with people that I may or may not have had FaceTime with before.
Right.
Like, they know who I am and they knew who I was before.
Yeah.
I'm building like more dynamic relationships as a result. And it's nice just to be able to get dressed and go out. You know what I'm saying? Like, to shave and, what I'm saying, make myself presentable and just go out and do some work, But it was cool. It was cool working at home, for that time, for that reason and all that. But I really want to I'm looking forward to like transitioning. I'm embracing the hybrid model now where I go in a couple of times a week and I spend the rest of my time working remote.
And I've been out the whole time, even when they said nobody's allowed out the house and all of that stuff.
Yeah, I was outside, man. Like I was exercising.
See, I was
lost like 30
around.
pounds during COVID.
See, I gained weight and drove around. Like my wife would call me, like, "Are you driving around?" So yeah, I'm having my cigar and enjoying myself.
Traffic's light.
Nobody's out now. Like it's 11 o'clock at night. And I'm just out on the streets by myself. And she's like, well, you know what's going to happen if you get pulled over, right? I said, well, I am going to check on the trucks and all of that stuff. So I do have a reason to be out, but I enjoyed it. And once everything started calming down, it was just normal. We had to go to work because we had to pave the roads to make sure that the fire trucks can get where they need to go. In the wintertime, we had to get salt to the municipalities so that they can salt the roads again, so that ambulances and police, whatever, can get to and from. So we never slowed down at all. Actually, we bought a new truck right then in 2020 when COVID had jumped off. So.
What's the most expensive lesson you've learned in business so far?
Oh, I knew you were going to come with these questions. Oh my goodness, slow down.
Okay.
It's almost counterintuitive, but go fast. Yeah, got to be in business. You got to go. You got to go.
Keep pace,
got to keep pace. But there are times to just slow down, see what's going on, not watch other guys. Watch your lane, stay in your lane, and slow down enough so that you can get everything organized, and that's when you can start moving forward.
Okay. So take your time.
Take your time.
Yeah. We're coming up on 6 years this month, man. Can you believe it's been 6 years?
That was 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lots happened since then.
That's the big number once you get past that 5 and hit 6.
Mm-hmm.
And each one is just another level.
Yeah. Yeah. it's interesting, marriage, just like the things you learn about yourself, in marriage, and then it makes you, it lends to other aspects of your life. Like, I think my marriage and just being a family man and having a child has just like definitely made me a more, I don't want to say shrewd, but definitely it's sharpened my business acumen. It's got me into focus in a really interesting way, in a really meaningful way.
Because somebody's relying on you.
Yeah, because like if I fall off tomorrow, I can't move back in with my parents. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not an option. You know what I'm saying? Like that hasn't been an option since I was like 24. For real.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So now it just sharpens you up even more. And now it's like, hey, we're gonna do this. Mm-hmm. We are gonna do this. And I try to tell a lot of my single friends that, especially guys, like you pick the right one and you go for it. This is your team. This is your Jordan and Pippen.
Yeah.
Jordan, okay, he's the GOAT, but Pippen was there.
Yeah.
Pippen was right there, and Pippen, I mean, he was great. He's one of the greats.
Yeah.
And then all the other players. Then you got the kids. So you're working together as a team to get that championship. That's what it's about.
I proposed to my wife after 9 months, man. We were dating 9 months.
Wow.
We were friends for 3 years, but we've been officially dating for like 9 months. I just knew. I knew what time it was. Like,
You know
when to lock that in. I'm like, got it. This works. Got it.
That's how it works.
Lock it down.
Exactly.
Lock it down. And, here we are.
And then your wife teaches my kids dance, which we didn't know until we went to the performance. I guess.
Yes. Yeah. I had no idea. It's just, and my wife comes to me and says, "Oh, I saw Anika." It's like your wife, and I think it was it for Jax or Harper? I think it was for Jax.
They're in the same class.
Okay.
So it was both of them.
Okay.
The first time they did, I don't know what kind of dance, hip hop dance or something.
Yeah.
And then this time they did tap dance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my wife does all that.
Yeah, I was like, wow. My wife said, "You know that name?" And I said, "I do." And I looked at the face. I said,
"We were at their wedding."
Oh my goodness! How do we keep running into Ian?
Yeah, I'm everywhere, man. I'm working myself into a certain position.
That's sweet, man.
Godfather of Cleveland.
Yeah, that's it. So yeah, it was a blessing to know that your kids are in good hands with basically family. Like, okay, this is Ian's wife. We're good.
It's all about community, man. Like, community is so important to me. And community, to me, is not geographical, man. It's about a network of people that you have a rapport with, that you have a certain amount of trust with, that have
the village.
That you're the village. You have aligned interests.
Yep.
And that's what I've been cultivating, like in my social media presence and everything. Like these are all people that I know, like these people I deal with, and anybody, the knuckleheads and the toxic people, I don't give them the time of day, man. Like I have no haters in my circle. I can proudly declare that, confidently declare that I have 0 haters in my circle.
And that's how it needs to be, because we all need to be striving for something at all times, and actually putting in the work too. That's that village. Like everybody that my kids interacts with or sees, however, they have to be somebody that's striving to be great. That's what I tell mine. They all know when they get up in the morning and it's time to go to school, they all know today is a great day to be great. This is a great day regardless. Might have woke up on the wrong side of the bed, whatever, but you know what? Look in the mirror. Yeah, we're going to have a great day today. Great day.
Yeah. So
they all have to say it as they're leaving out the house. Great day for a great day. And then we do thumbs up. And that's it.
So how is like your hustle and your business acumen, how has that impacted the kids? Like, are they absorbing that? Like, they picked up on that yet, or are they just having fun being kids?
JT, he wants to be an entrepreneur. He had the definition on his test of what is an entrepreneur, and he had the definition correctly. He wants to do something with cars, as all boys want to do, I guess. Yeah. But they all have started their own what is this? Honey. They have a honey company where they're
Okay.
harvesting honey from
Okay.
bees, and that'll be coming soon. So get ready, you guys. But yeah, selling honey.
Yeah. World's always gonna need honey.
Yeah, yeah. So that's one thing. Things around the house they do, and we pay them for, and you know, they'll ask for an invoice or whatever. My wife did all of that, so yeah, it's rubbing off a little bit.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. So let's talk about expansion for a little bit before we wrap. So where do you see, like, what are your plans for, or your aspirations for expanding your business now that you've made it from one truck to now you're at 5, right?
Yep.
Okay. So what's the natural progression?
Oh man, I've run into so many different thoughts now, but mainly buying some more trucks, getting some good help that'll stay and go for the ride with us.
Yeah.
Helping other beginning entrepreneurs in the trucking business, helping them to navigate the business and team up with us so we can have more of an impact. So that takes my smaller fleet and makes it a lot bigger fleet. Buying other companies, buying other trucking companies, that's another part of it. So
okay.
Yeah, the plan is 300 trucks on the road.
That's ambitious.
Yes.
I like that.
I was always told you
that
that
attitude. Yeah.
Go dream very big. So if we fall, you know, we might only end up with 100 and 200. It's not that bad.
Nice. There are worse positions to be in.
Yeah. So that's the game plan. 300 trucks on the road, not just dump trucks, but all kinds of trucks. So that's the plan. That's the growth.
What's the timeline? You think 10 years, 5 years, 15 years?
I'm thinking about 10 years.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I'll be done with this by then. I'll be
you'll be in the office.
Yeah. Not doing anything.
Be at the house. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. So that's the goal.
Right.
And that's just
Absolutely.
with everybody who we've been networking with.
Delegate.
Oh my goodness.
Delegate. So delegation is so important in business.
Yes, that's it.
That's great.
Yeah.
So before we wrap, man, tell people where they can find you, man. Like if they're looking for your services or looking to do some business.
You can find us Facebook, Price Hauling Ltd. You can also find us on our website, pricehauling.com. That's where we're at. And yeah, that's where we'll be at, man.
All right. Dope, man. I appreciate you, man.
Yes, man.
Thanks for doing this.
I'm so glad that you called me for it.
Hey, I'm so glad I was so persistent.
Oh my God. Yes, yes. And it worked out.
Yeah.
It worked out. I'm glad.
You see, this was fine, you know?
This was easy.
Nervous
We should have had it going while we were just.
Yes. Had I been prepared when you got here.
That's all good.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I mean, I hope we can do this again sometime, man. And keep the conversation going. All right, if you guys have made it this far in the video, if you haven't already, again, please make sure you like this video, share it everywhere on your social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, wherever. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, No Sympathy for Kings, a Rich Man's Podcast. I'm No Sympathy for Kings everywhere. That's at No Sympathy for Kings on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. I'm also on Spotify. And pretty much anywhere you find podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, all of that. Just look me up. All the links will be in the description of this video. I appreciate you guys checking me out. Be on the lookout for more content in the very near future. And as always, my good people, a lack of discipline may cost you your kingdom. No sympathy for kings. Peace out.